What?
Okay, you're driving down the freeway on your motorcycle going as fast as you can. You feel the breeze of the air going through your hair, and all of a sudden, little do you know that in a matter of minutes, your life is going to change forever. And that very second beforehand, a car swerves out in front of you, and you turn and you skid out. Now, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to get into your first motorcycle accident. And that wouldn't you rather have a helmet on? Well, that's why I think that there should be a national mandatory helmet law for motorcycles. And it pretty much reminded me of a story, you know, back in the 90s, the big amazing videos, you know, that was on TV, and you know, there was a motorcycle that was on pursuit by cops for about an hour when he swerved into basically a pickup truck, and he died that very same day. And you know, this kind of tells us that this should be taken seriously. That, you know, and the three main reasons why I believe that we should have this is, you know, we have it lowers fatality rates and also the severities of the accidents. Also, it actually saves people money, and that also it's a positive effect on the community. Well, first, you know, one of the big reasons is that 4,800 people actually died from a motorcycle accident in the last year, and that makes about 10% of all fatalities, and that in the sense of motorcycles is only 2% of registered vehicles, and that was from, you know, the National Highway and Safety Administration. And basically, also out of that, they said that 1,700 people were saved by having helmets, and that 750 people could have been saved by wearing a helmet. And you know, they also, by the Institute of Highway and Safety, stated that people are 3 times more likely to get a brain injury from an accident by not wearing a helmet than wearing a helmet. You know, and I want to get a personal opinion on it. Most people have ever heard of Gary Busey, the actor. Well, he was once a big activist against helmet laws. I have the right to drive, have the wind go through my hair, I'm not going to be tied down by the man. And in December of 1988, he was driving on his motorcycle, and he hit some gravel, and he actually hit a curb. And he had a hole in the side of it in his head about the size of a $50. And all of a sudden, from that day, he decided to change his opinion on helmet safety, and that he actually said, from after the incident, that when the odds finally catch up with you, fate will steal your life and the hearts of everyone around you. So he is kind of out there now after he actually got serious damage to the brain on top of, you know, his already, you know, figured life in a sense. You know, and then also my second reason for why we have this is that, you know, it saves you money. That it is estimated that the state of Maryland was going to drop the law, and they stated that by doing a statistic on how much money it was going to cost, it was going to cost them an extra $1.2 million in the first year on extra cash that they would have to pay for people's medical bills, because most insurance don't cover high enough for how much it's going to cost you. And from that, it's going to cost you net yearly after that was going to be $1.5 million. And that, you know, that Florida did a statistics on their insurance companies and stated that majority of people that get into accidents with motorcycles have to spend at least $10,000. And for that, they have to, you know, it's money that comes out of all of our pockets. I mean, more taxes, and also in the sense of that, you know, by having these laws, they're protecting, you know, everyone around them. And then thirdly, I would like to talk about is the positive effects it has on the community. You know, we all kind of, the TZ insurance company stated that, the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety stated that they believe that there's a weird coincidence with the new law by stating it by states. Texas, after stating it in 1988, 19 cities dropped motorcycle robberies by 44% in 1 year. And that in Great Britain it dropped by 24% in 73. In Newfoundland it dropped by 36% in 1975. And in former West Germany it dropped exactly about 60% in motorcycle robberies in 1980. And basically, you know, this also teaches kids about how important it is by having us in this in the community. Or, you know, I bet for most of us we weren't alive before the, you know, mandatory seatbelt laws came in the mid '80s, and that, you know, for me at least, it's second nature to put on my seatbelt, you know, and that I don't even think twice about it. And by this, it kind of teaches us that future generations don't have to deal with thinking of it as, oh, it's just something we have to do. And basically, you know, as of right now, there is 20 states that it's mandatory to wear helmets, which is California, also includes like California, Washington, and Oregon. There's 3 states that it's not mandatory at all, which is like Illinois, Iowa, and New Hampshire. And then there's also, the majority is 27 states that there's an age restriction, and having Maine as the lowest with 15 and under have to wear a helmet. So I hope that, you know, these 3 points kind of helped, you know, open your eyes on that this is a serious issue and that we need to, you know, have a mandatory helmet law for all motorcyclists. And that the next time if you ever ride in a motorcycle, that you will think of putting on the helmet not as a requirement, but as a lifesaver.
Did I already miss one of the evaluations?
I don't know if you missed yours, but you missed a couple.
Sorry. Why are you laughing at me?
All right, we're apparently missing Brian. Brian, you didn't come in, did you? Okay, so you guys, you'll just have to listen to what I have to say. I like the introduction. You've got a dramatic example. It's pretty clear what the point of view is that you're going to have in the speech. There's a good setup of what the structure is. Internal signposting is clear. I thought you did a good job developing supporting material for most of your points. Sometimes it was a little unclear what some of the material meant, the way it was being presented. It came across awkwardly. The percentages that you had, I'm still not sure what a motorcycle robbery is. Does that mean that somebody who's committed a robbery and escapes on a motorcycle, or somebody who gets robbed of their motorcycle? It was a little uncertain there. And there were a couple of other places where the sources were cited a little awkwardly, and I didn't think, for instance, that you gave us a complete citation, like the material on Maryland and Florida. There's good information there, but it doesn't come out as authoritative as it could be, because it sounds like you're citing it secondhand. Let me stop this for a second.